What's up, guys? It's Steve with hapgaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Erik.
Kelly.
And Rick.
And Jason isn't here. He's being held captive by an Ubi's bounty hunter with a thermal detonator, and he can't show up today. So he's indisposed. This week we watched Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, directed by Richard Marquand, written by Lawrence Kasdan and George Lucas, starring Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher. IMDb synopsis. After a daring mission to rescue Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt, the rebels dispatch to Endor to destroy a more powerful Death Star. Meanwhile, Luke struggles to help Vader back from the dark side without falling into the Emperor's trap. So what do you guys think?
It was okay. I'm not a big Star Wars person. People know this, but I really like Harrison Ford. Okay, aka
Han Solo.
Yes. Yes, I knew that. And Chewbacca together. They're funny. Like the way they just, I don't know. I enjoy that. And really weird about this movie, like all the like music and like bar scene kind of thing where Jabba is like the king and there's these people dancing and weird, like it's a lot of weird like all at once.
So original Star Wars Return of the Jedi doesn't have that shit. No. I think there's just like some music playing, and you don't have all these weird fucking aliens coming out. Like you don't have the weird alien with the proboscis thing singing and all that stuff. And I don't think multi-boob lady is dancing either.
Yeah.
You had like what, 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's been a long fucking time since I've watched stuff that wasn't remastered though. So it's like it's hard to remember exactly. I think it was just the Twi'lek girl dancing, and I don't know if there was much of that even. So
there was a multi-boobed girl. How did I not see that?
Because it wasn't impressive.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't.
Like small, flat, like.
Yeah.
No, it was
So
weird.
it was more like a really, really ripped 6-pack with nipples.
Well, when she like
well,
turned
no, it
around,
was more like saggy granny titties.
Yeah. And when she turned around, it kind of looked like she had a plumber's crack, like she was working under Jabba's sink before she started dancing out there. So it was real.
Hey, you gotta have 2 jobs sometimes.
That's true. That's true. They are on Tatooine. It's real difficult to make money out there. So
yeah. God, Jabba's so freaking gross.
He is
so
real gross.
I have a question, and this has bugged me since I was a wee boy of 12 whenever I first seen this. Why didn't Luke Skywalker just walk in, go, give me my buddy back, and then just chop his head off? What is he going to do?
We're losing.
He's a giant
real
worm.
bad, man. You were
really?
Was it in and out real bad.
Son of a biscuit. Why would it be doing that?
I don't know.
Let's see. Which one are you guys hearing me on? You're hearing me on the one on this computer.
Yeah.
Dang it!
Son of a bitch.
Dang it, Bobby.
God damn it.
Fucking technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I mean, I would just assume that he, would probably be killed by everyone else in there, including Boba Fett. And then he might risk having his friends get killed too.
It seems a little odd that Jabba would let anybody in there with weapons at all. Like, I don't give a shit who anybody is. Like, you don't let anybody in there, especially when you're a fat worm that can't run, unless you've got unless you've got like a fucking like an energy shield that comes up in front of you at all times. You don't sit there in the open with a bunch of people with weapons. I mean, if you want to like solidify your fucking reign over this shithole of a planet. So
yeah,
is that any better?
Yes.
Coming through better?
No,
okay.
Never mind.
It was fine for a second and then it quit being fine?
Yeah. You're like slowing down and then speeding up. It's weird.
Yeah, you kind of turn
it from Rick, doing it?
From Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I would do that. I'm at a total loss here.
I don't know. I would assume that maybe your computer that's sending out your audio is lagging.
Are you getting bad connection?
I don't know.
Can you lower your streaming quality, maybe?
2600 bits right now. I got it turned way down.
Hmm.
And it's doing weird stuff with the audio, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're roboting.
Well, it's not just roboting. He slowed down for a second and then it sped up to catch up.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know what to say about
weird.
that. Let's just try ending it on my thing. All right, let me know. Does that make it any better?
So far,
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So that might have been it.
maybe. I don't know.
You haven't done it yet.
Okay, that's weird. Apparently, this computer's internet is not powerful enough to send an audio signal and a stream at the same time.
Piece of shit.
I don't get it. I don't get it, bro.
But I feel like Jabba's got to be threatened constantly by people like fucking the little Bosch guy, or Leia, with the thermal detonators and shit like that. It's just like you don't have any way to defend against that. You're just like, all right, well, does he assume he's just gonna take the blast, or is he gonna take that little monkey lizard thing and like throw it at him and stop the bomb from going off?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I would think that he would depend on his guards not letting an armed person in, and then probably Boba Fett to protect him from anything else.
Those fucking Gamorrean guards are shitty anyways, though. So,
well, yeah,
they're
Killed so many of those in video games.
Yeah.
They're just like
fat pig man.
ain't nothing. Well, and then so like Luke could just walk in and then just stab him right in the face.
Yeah,
That's it. Game over, man.
yeah.
Game
But
over,
then
man.
he's gonna be worried, that Boba Fett or the other people in there might slaughter his friends and shit like that.
All he's got to do is use his mind trick on everybody else and go, you guys all need to go home. It's your day off. And only Boba Fett and that guy are going to stand there. It may be Lando and definitely Leia, but, he wants them there anyways.
yeah.
And then he could just slaughter the crap out of them. I mean, I don't think that was the real Boba Fett anyways. You see how terrible of a performance he gave?
Yeah, it wasn't, what's his name? Who the fuck is who played Django?
I do not know.
Because that's
whoever it was, he got taken out by Han Solo blind on accident.
Yeah.
And I've played him in Star Wars games, and he is a badass. I've seen people use him in video games, and he shoots 62 people and never dies. I mean, this is not the same guy who gets taken out in hand-to-hand combat by a blind Han Solo.
And for some reason, I always remember it, and and then I go, oh no, that's not how it went. But I always remember it when before I watched this, that it was Luke that slashed his jetpack, but it's totally fucking Han just spinning around with a fucking spike and pokes him in the jetpack, and it's
and sets it
there
off.
should be more armor in that thing, anyways.
Well, yeah, you would think that'd be harder to accidentally set off.
So.
And then also,
he did, because he's blind too.
And then also, you would think that the moment that fucking thing started grabbing a hold of him, pulling him in, you think he would just start shooting at it to let fucking go of him, so he have a chance of crawling out. Like you think he wouldn't just be such a bitch and like, oh, it's got me, I guess I'm dead now.
Well,
why wouldn't he have rocketed out of it?
He's got his jetpack was done. He couldn't rocket out of it. It was broken. But he's got so many fucking weapons. There's so much shit he could have done. He's got a fucking grappling hook.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got the fucking grappling hook. He's got his fucking pistol. He's got fucking bombs.
His pistol got broke.
Okay, well he's still got bombs. He could have dropped down the fucking thing's mouth.
He's got a flamethrower.
Yeah, he's got a flamethrower and bombs.
He has a flamethrower.
And then the fucking grappling hook.
So what we're thinking, the obvious thing is that Boba Fett got drunk in a cantina. Somebody took his armor and went in his place. And that's what happened, because it's definitely not the real Boba Fett. Because even as a child,
went to a whorehouse and then had a stand-in come. He's like, you know what?
Yeah, he just didn't want to go.
Money. Nobody's gonna show up. It's Jabba the Hutt. Maybe Jabba the Hutt's like a Tremors worm, and you just can't take him out. Like you shoot him, and it's just like, bitch, I can dig in the dirt.
There's so many Tremors involved for sure. I mean, you've seen that whole, what's it called again?
The
Sarlacc.
Sarlacc?
That's it. Yeah, I was like, that's Tremors right there.
That's exactly right.
That's the final form of the graboids.
Well, wasn't there something you guys posted about them weaponizing them?
Yeah, there's a new Tremors movie. out on Netflix.
Why would anyone ever weaponize a graboid?
Because that's what
Are you
stupid
kidding me?
government
Why wouldn't
agencies
you
do.
weaponize a graboid?
You know that's the premise of the Aliens movies, right?
Oh yeah.
Like the fucking Yutani fucking company wants to capture them and use it as armor and use the acid as weapons and shit and use them to just like let loose on a fucking space station because they're goddamn idiots. So.
They're dumb. Well, if their space stations were set up differently, like a huge, gigantic, empty container box set up instead of a whole crap load of little tiny compartments with a shitload of hiding spots. Like what they should do is have a huge fucking box, like what are those things called? A Borg box, right?
Yeah.
But with open fucking floors with everything out in the open against the wall. Yeah. So there's no fucking hiding spots.
I'm going
so
with
it's basically like 200 yards across the thing. You can see the fucking thing standing in the corner. You're like, oh, it's right there.
You can you keep the way that it is. Just put like crazy laser grids inside the vents and shit like that.
Yeah, you just do what the Futurama crew did, and you install alien-proof vents, and then you're not having to fucking worry about this fucking thing. I mean, that's why they make alien-proof vents for that very fucking reason, to proof your fucking vents against goddamn aliens.
I mean, you don't see this shit in you don't see this shit in Star Wars. I can't see a fucking
no. It's because they have fucking
creatures.
Well, it's because they have fucking alien-proof vents.
Creatures in Star Wars that are even in the same fucking remote league at all. Not even. It's like the most powerful Star Wars thing is here, and then you got a Predator's like, brrr, I can't reach that high, and then you got an alien above that.
Oh man, I don't know those fucking crazy tentacle monster thing from Force Awakens. That was pretty messed up. It's like completely mindless.
Whip its ass. Nothing. The Predator would be like, watch this. Zing. Fucking disc that fucking son of a bitch right in half. That's it. It's done.
You imagine the fucking weird hybrid thing that an alien would make with that thing? It'd be horrible. Everybody would screw.
God, that's really scary.
Because it will just like merge pretty much with whatever other living entity it gets a hold of to breed with.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how docile the alien hut one would be?
Oh God, it'd just be this fat fucking thing.
Bado Buddha, Bado Buddha.
Like a slave girl. He comes out with a fucking slave girl. It's like, wait, how did that fucking happen? I don't know. Some kind of. Well, let's talk about that. What the fuck is with the huts and the slave girl?
I don't know. It's not like they're gonna do anything at all.
He's got like.
Something underneath all that gross stuff. I don't know. It's like, do they? Because usually, people will watch another. Like men will watch girls dance or whatever, or women will watch guys dance, or either way, girls will watch girls, whatever, because they're appreciating the form or something like that. It's like, what the hell does a hut have any? There's nothing in common. They're one of the most alien creatures in the Star Wars thing. Like, there are other things, and they're the most alien creatures because they're just giant slugs. There's bug guys and stuff like that and everything like that. But they are the most alien creatures. There's nothing in common with anything else. They have fucking 2 eyes and 2 arms and a mouth. That's it. And a real gross, weird tongue.
I know what it is, dude. You want to hear what it is?
Not really. Probably not.
This is disgusting. But, all right. We've all done the extensive research in the documentaries, right? What we're witnessing in the Star Wars universe is George Lucas being so ahead of his time in nerddom that he actually predicted reverse hentai.
Damn it.
Where he's the squid and there's the girl. And so instead of you watching the girl, you're the squid monster at this point. Jabba the Hutt's the squid monster. He's looked at too many hentais.
Well, Jabba does look a lot like George Lucas. I mean, he's got the big weird rolls and like jowl thing under his face. And I mean, I think if you just deepen George Lucas's voice, he would sound like Jabba. So
yeah, I mean, they both speak Hutt, so.
Oh, that's
man.
God,
have a very similar laugh.
Yeah.
Then and then we all have to applaud Lando, right? I mean, he did a fantastic favor to Han. He took the Millennium Falcon, flew it away, and
only knocked the satellite dish off.
Yeah, and then he probably parked it on Jakku, just to get, because he's like, this thing is wrecked. We had this fucking disgusting fungus face Soliston in it.
We got to get rid of it.
Let's burn it. Let's burn it to the ground. And then the other guy's like, he said no scratches, and he's like, all right, let's just hide it.
Fire doesn't cause scratches; it causes burns. So technically, there's no scratches. No. You see,
fire scratches.
Fire just burns and melts shit. There's no scratches, so it's fine.
Imagine how I mean, what is a yeast infection that big right next to you at head height smell like?
Well, it's like 4 of them too, because he's got like 4 flaps. So it's just so gross. I mean, okay, so huts are disgusting. Solistons are like a million times. It was just like your scale with the power level of like Alien and Predator. It's the same thing, but Solistons are at the very top, so far up it's beyond my roof of how gross they are.
Yeah, fucking like disgusting. Human at like a 1, Chewbacca at like a 1.5, Jabba the Hutt at like a 2, and then at 189,000 is a Soliston.
Yeah, it was just fucking disgusting. Oh man, I hate those guys.
So gross.
What? Okay, so their whole thing, they're expert mechanics and shit like that. What the fuck is he doing on the goddamn bridge in the first place? Like, he shouldn't be in the cockpit. He should be back in the engine room or something like that. There's no reason for a fucking shitty Soliston to be in the fucking cockpit.
Is there even an engine room in the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
It seems like they just walk through the fucking corridors and they pull up panels and like, oh, here's part of it. Oh, here's another part of it.
No, there's
over here. Here's another part of it.
There's actually like a hyperdrive room in there.
Okay, well, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think Firefly did a better job with the whole layout for a spaceship. That makes a lot more sense than the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
Because having worked on equipment, you want like a standalone thing. You know, they do this in regular ships too, where you can walk all the way around the engine and look at it.
Yeah.
And in Star Wars, it seems like you got to take a bunch of fucking panels off.
Yeah, it's like you go up to a wall in Star Wars, and then there's like this thing that's just the hyperdrive, and that's what the fucking thing is. There's never it's never the, like you said, the Firefly method where you can, you know, fully get around it and stuff like that. I guess just to the back part that's connected to the outside of the ship or whatever. But you know, it's just yeah, it seems like it'd be really difficult. That's why they got the little astromech droids to fix everything. So, and they somehow are able to get into everything and fix it. When you think you want one of those little monkey guys from the pod racers, shit, those little pit crew guys, those are the guys you'd think you'd want because they can climb through everything.
Yeah, well, apparently also every vital component on the ship is also accessible from the hull.
Yeah.
So let's put it right in the hull where when it gets
blasted.
Is exactly right just right where we get hit, it's gonna hit this shit.
Well,
not protect it somewhere in the core of the ship where you have to go through a bunch of fucking layers of hull to get to it. No, it's right here on the fucking surface.
Well, it's similar to the whole let's put the shield generator outside of the shield thing, where instead of like protecting the whole thing with the shield generator, the only creatures that do this right are the fucking Gungans, and they're horrible.
Yeah.
Because they have the shield generators on the inside on those big beasts. But like the fucking everybody else decides, okay, we're gonna have the shield generator way over here. It's not protected whatsoever, but we're shielding this area over here.
Maybe science-wise, that's like a really hard thing to do, and the Gungans are the only ones who figured out how to do it.
Yeah, because they have their weird blue magic orbs.
Yeah. I mean, they're weird, and they got weird technology. Plus, everybody's like, I hate those guys.
Well, they have to be making shields all the time because they got to make their weird bubble homes, right? I imagine that's like some kind of shield.
Well, yeah, and they also have to protect it from those giant fucking fish beasts in the fucking water down there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Those things are fucked up. Fucking monsters.
They need to be able to protect it so one of those things is to go around is like, oh, look at the city. I'm just going to eat this bitch. Because they're big enough to go, oh, look, I can just eat this city.
Do you think it just generates so much fucking heat that they don't want to put it on the inside of the shield and then just holds the heat in and it's like, oh, this is shitty.
It's all hot and steamy in the, the stormtrooper outfits.
Also, you can just walk through those shields. They're not like completely impenetrable. You can you can step through it. They just stop blaster bolts and anything flying
energy wise.
Yeah, and like maybe rocks if you threw it hard enough, I think. So, but
that's what it is. You just get a trebuchet.
You just get a really big ship and you just creep it through it.
Yeah.
And then you just like, okay, hyperdrive, bitch, boom, exploded.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just get a trebuchet and just launch a large rocket, just lob it at it. It's not going to travel fast enough to activate the shield, but and then it just goes through and you hit the shield monster. It freaks the fuck out and runs off.
There is always a bigger fish.
Yeah, there is.
Awesome name, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's weird how, because like, you know, in episode 1, the fucking droids just walk right through it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure on Hoth, the Imperials are just walking through the shield and then they attack everybody on the inside. So it's maybe make something that you can't just walk through. Do you think that's how the shields on the ships that, you know, keep the atmosphere inside work? You could just like walk through those motherfuckers?
Well, it seems to be because they can just send a ship right through it as long as it's traveling slow enough.
But then you got the reactor thing on Naboo that you can't walk through because that'll, like, you know, cut you in half or whatever. That's why.
Yeah, but that was Naboo once again. That's not these ding-dongs.
That's right. Naboo has some weird technology that's way
where
better
you
than
can't walk
else.
through the fucking shields. Like they really just like should not you know, shouldn't have destroyed all that, and, you know, took it and used it for their own shit and be like, hey guys, guess what? I actually made a shield you can't walk through anymore. Like, it's this fucking great invention.
Well, this is why Star Trek universe would destroy the Star Wars universe.
Oh yeah,
the space
definitely.
Magic force crap isn't going to do anything against Captain Kirk. I mean, you know, he's just going to take his dick out and take, you know, he'll fuck Jabba the Hutt.
Okay, well now what is a faster
I'm
mode
on
of travel? Is warp or is this jump hyperspace shit faster? Like, which one's faster?
I don't know. I feel like warp is probably faster because it's not, you're not in the same space where like the hyperdrive, they're in the same space because they're worried, they have to plot a course because they're worried about going through a star or something like that. So they have to plot a course.
Well, they're still doing the same
shit.
thing with warp. It's just that
No,
you're
they
just
don't have to
creating
worry
a
about
bubble.
it. They just warp.
Oh.
Well, the difference is that when they warp, it contorts the space-time around them to create propulsion.
Yeah.
Whereas in hyperspace, I think that George Lucas is dumb and didn't realize if he's going to go into hyperspace, there's probably not any rocks there. Because that actually isn't that like the weirdest label? Doesn't that sound like they're in a different version of space?
Yeah, you think so. But no, it's just really fast space is all it is.
Yeah, it's near the speed of light.
I don't know. The Orville actually might have the fastest mode of travel because they can transform into 2D mode of travel. And if you do that correctly, you can just be like, boink, I popped out here across the universe.
So I've read some stuff about the Star Trek Discovery, and they're basically just like they disappear and then reappear in another place. They're not even like warping.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably right about that. I have no idea. Then again, in the shows and all that, the distance that they travel is like, oh yeah, we're going to be in hyperspace for like a couple of weeks, but then it only like seconds later they get there. So
yeah, I feel like the Star Wars universe is a lot smaller than the Star Trek universe. Yeah. Like, you know, it was a long time ago, so space hasn't expanded enough yet. So everything's still really close together in Star Wars.
Wouldn't that be cool? Where you could just like take out your telescope and then be like, is that there's like alien lady over there? What the fuck?
You're in let's see, in fucking Force Awakens. You can see the like another system completely destroyed, pretty much like clear as day from another planet. So I mean, how far away is that shit? I don't know. It seems really close to me. So
can't see that here.
Yeah.
All we can see is a whole shitload of empty space around us. It's possible.
Well, you also have to figure that right. What was it? The chunks of Alderaan. Hit. What's the planet in this movie?
I don't. Which planet? What are you talking about?
The one with the fucking force shield. Yeah, Endor. Yeah, so the chunks of Alderaan fucking hit Endor within just like a fucking year or two, and that's not traveling at any fucking kind of light speed or hyperspace.
When did chunks of Alderaan hit Endor?
That's what hit Leia in the head and knocked her out.
Damn it, Ricky.
I thought he was talking about the fucking Ewok movies. He's like, oh man, oh yeah, that poor girl, she fell out of the sky from Alderaan, and then the Ewoks took care of her.
Well, no. The chunk of Alderaan came down and tagged Princess Leia in the head and knocked her out, and that's when the fucking Ewoks took her.
Damn it, Ricky.
Braided her hair.
You're watching way too much Family Guy, man.
Well, they were able to find her so easy because she's about to start her period.
I hate you.
I'm saying.
Damn it, Ricky.
Oh, goodness.
The nose. The Ewok bastards, he's just like sitting there.
That's what it was.
That's why he didn't try to eat her.
Yeah.
He was trying to eat all the other people. Pieces of shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just, you know.
God damn it.
That one was the pervert.
Yeah, that was the Ricky of the group.
Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
He did look like a
Holy
ginger.
shit. Yeah, the plot of this movie is kind of weird. Like you look at when the Emperor is trying to get Luke Skywalker to do his bidding,
Yeah.
the whole way he's doing it is so much worse. It's like he completely forgot how to do it between this movie and then when he does it to Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, he's like, look, I'm killing all of your friends. Haha, join me now because that's what you have to do.
Isn't this nice? I'm killing all your buddies. Get real, man. Kill me. Use your anger and kill me. And instead of just like kicking it, like, all right, Vader, hold him down. I'm going to kick him in the nuts a few times. That would piss him off. Or even worse, take his action figures and break them.
I don't think the Emperor has nuts anymore, man. I think he fried him off when he was fighting Yoda back in the day.
No. Luke Skywalker. They hold Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
down
yeah, okay.
And have Vader or the Emperor.
Because how would that piss off Luke if they're kicking the Emperor in the nuts?
That's why I was confused. I was like, what are you talking about? Seems weird.
Luke, belt me
Kick
in
me in the
nuts.
cubes.
Use your anger and just torque my dick.
Yeah, I mean, like that's.
He's not trying to fucking coerce.
Yeah, that's just gonna like gross Luke out or turn him on. That's not gonna anger him.
Oh man, well, Luke grew up on that backward planet. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just like, okay.
Anything for $1, sir.
Oh damn
Skywalker. It's weird because you look at what like the way Luke even threatens Jabba the Hutt is just so ridiculous. He just goes like, "You're gonna let my buddies free, or I'm gonna show you my powers." He seems like a fucking Chris Angel guy, doesn't he? When he walks in, he's like, "I'm gonna show you my powers." Okay, David Blaine, cool it. We don't need any of that shit here.
Damn it.
Well, I didn't really realize how actually long that whole scene is where they're all nodding to each other.
Yeah.
But it actually is really long.
Oh, man, we're on the same bars. He just nods.
They're just like, okay, we're all about to die. Let's just start this nodding thing. Like, the rest of the guys, like, standing guard are, like, totally not like, huh, that seems suspicious.
Well,
they're all nodding to each other.
Guards, man. They're dumb as shit.
All they're thinking about is, like, man, I wish I could have some bacon.
Honestly, I was just thinking the same thing.
I got it off the black market Gamorrean time, and it was super, awesome. I want some more. I know it's illegal. I'm eating my cousins. Meanwhile, the prions in their brain are just like multiplying.
Fucking mad pig disease.
Yeah, they're gross. Then that Rancor, holy shit! Could you imagine how fucking scary that would be to fall? How the fuck does he fall in the fucking pit? He can fucking force jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do really feel really, really bad for that fat guy because it looked like that Rancor was his pet.
Yeah, it was his buddy.
And he was so super sad when it died.
I feel like isn't he like the Beastkeeper on fucking Geonosa also?
Probably.
He's probably a world-renowned guy. I mean, he's in Jabba the Hutt's fucking disgusting palace. They called it a fucking palace, and it looks more like a dirty...
Yeah. How does a hut that comes from a fucking moist-ass swamp decide to live on this dry fucking planet? Do you think he has like asthma or something like that and he doesn't want to live on the...
He's trying to keep his yeast infections under control.
Damn it, man.
Well, I mean, you figure how many folds... Well, I mean, like, you figure how many folds those other creatures fucking have. His entire body is nothing but folds.
You know what Jabba the Hutt is? He's fucking Han Solo. He's the tip of Han Solo's original dick. And it got gonorrhea and syphilis.
Space AIDS.
Combined together and made a super brain. It like warped his brain and then made Jabba the Hutt. And then they can just recreate each other. Fucking thanks, Han Solo. You just had to screw that one Twi'lek. It's probably a fucking Twi'lek Solistan half-breed. Oh, God, that's disgusting.
So, once again, Vader screws up the Empire's plans with the fucking Death Star by letting the heroes get to wherever they're trying to get. He does it in the first movie where he lets them get away. So and then all the shit. So they have the plans for the fucking Death Star and all that stuff because they're trying to follow him back to the rebel base. And in this one, he lets them get down on the planet. So then, because they're overconfident that they think the Imperial soldiers can defend against these guys. So it's like one shuttle is able to take out everybody plus a bunch of little monkey
well,
people.
yeah, I mean, they got all the little Ewoks on their side though.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would have ever thought the Ewoks were going to do anything?
Well, I mean, who would have ever thought that a fucking arrow shot from a primitive fucking bow could pierce right through fucking stormtrooper armor?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they don't defend against anything. Remember, they've spent all of their money on Phasma's armor. That's it. I mean, she's not even around yet, and they spent all their money on Phasma's armor. Her armor is the only armor that can deflect stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because I mean, like, honestly, like when earlier in this podcast, I call it the stormtrooper costume. That's literally what it is. It's not armor. It's a goddamn costume. It's play armor. It does nothing to protect them. I mean, honestly, the guy that walked out there in his stormtrooper on my fishnet shirt had the fucking right idea, because he's like, all right, all these guys are fucking idiots. They're gonna be looking for fucking stormtroopers, not the guy in the fishnets.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, that's why Peter fucking dressed up in the clown costume when he went to Vietnam. Because they're going to be looking for soldiers. They're not going to be looking for clowns. All right? I'm just saying, anytime you go to war...
Poor Vietnamese guy sitting in his jungle hut, he sees a fucking clown in the woods.
He's not going to shoot at that. He's like, what the fuck? All right, well, whatever.
Is that a fucking clown? He's telling his buddies, guys, that's a fucking clown, right? Am I seeing that? And they're all like, whoa, we are way too high on this fucking heroin. Holy shit. We're seeing clowns.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Peter's like, huh? It totally worked.
Exactly. So, like, you ever go to war, just smuggle in a clown costume. When you get sent out, just put that fucker on, and you'll be totally fucking fine. Dude. Like honestly, you're not going to get shot at all.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're not going to shoot a clown. Unless they're, of course, afraid of clowns, and maybe they saw seen the movie It. But
dude, that was Vietnam, so it wouldn't.
Fucking It is terrifying. I mean, could you imagine dealing with that shit where it changes shapes and stuff?
Pretty messed up.
Fuck that. I mean, at that point, like with Jabba the Hutt change shape, like the fucking It guy, god damn, that would be scary.
Well, there's creatures that can do that. They can't change shape like the It guy, but they can change into different humanoids. So. Yeah, it's like a weird changeling creature. I don't remember what the fuck their race is, but we see him in episode 2, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that one lady that does that.
Zamwezel, I think is her name.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. She tries to bone Luke, dressed as Leia, and he's like, whoa. Not in public.
Oh man!
Well, I mean, they're both from fucking backwoods fucking planets. I mean, what do you expect
he's from a backwoods planet. She's from a royal family. It's cool with both of those.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Then it's fucking cool, both of them. Like,
isn't that weird how that kind of activity? It's like backwoods, unacceptable, unacceptable, and then boom, you get rich enough, and then it's fine again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
It's like Cheryl Tunt on Archer. She's like, semi incestuous, and they're like, what? Semi? What the fuck does that? Mildly, maybe is what she said. It was one of those two. It's like, ooh, what the fuck is going on here? How is that even like? I mean, you got Leia. She's over there like, come here, bro. And she's over there like, I always knew while I was making out with you.
And then now she's just like, and now I'm going to go make out with your best friend.
Yeah.
Well, his Wookiee partner watches. Maybe even joins in, get some of that Wookiee dick.
Well, there's not like a captain's quarters on the fucking Millennium Falcon. They're just in bunks. So like Chewbacca's just like, I'm not hearing this. I'm not, or he's like totally into it. Either way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Wookiee, like I mean, Chewbacca's over there stroking his Wookiee dick. Fucking cheered on. Han.
Damn, Ricky. Oh man.
You guys seen the Venture Brothers episode where Rusty Venture and Brock Sampson are roommates in college? And it just is like this flashback.
Oh yes, Brock is like just pounding the fucking chicken,
like all curled up on the bottom bunk. Meanwhile, the bed's just fucking shaking, and it's Brock Sampson being like,
Brock
"Oh yeah!" And Rusty's like, "God damn, what the hell is he doing?" The dick, he's thinking like the dick is gonna jam the bottom. Oh, he's just gonna jam through the top of the bed here. This is gonna be terrible.
So are you telling me that's what Chewbacca's doing? He's just curled up
sitting
in
the bottom bunk, just like, God, what the fuck is he doing up there?
That's not how Wookiees do it.
Well, yeah, until we'll actually see. It's not a very well known fact, but you see the main reason why Leia and Han had a falling out is you see Han came home early one day,
damn it, Ricky,
and found her porking a Wookiee. So yeah, that was kind of one of the issues there.
Oh man,
that's okay.
It really is.
So gross.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think as we've established, it's the third smelliest creature in the entire Empire.
No, he was like a 1.5. Okay, a Sullustan was 180,000. A Jabba the Hutt's got to be like somewhere in between, and then you got the Twi'leks. They stink. Oh,
yeah,
God.
but I don't think they stink as bad as a Wookiee with all that fur and musk.
Like, I
think you got different Twi'leks. So you have like the one that's his fucking Jabba's whatever he's called, his fucking steward or whatever.
The voice, yeah.
You got Twi'leks like that, and then you got Twi'leks like fucking Hera in Star Wars Rebels kind of thing. Like they're totally they come from totally different kind of things. You got like the crackhead Twi'lek, and then you got the normal like living a regular life Twi'lek kind of thing.
Then you got fucking Ugnaughts. You want to talk about
pig people?
Those guys shit their pants. They're running around wearing diapers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be real here. You want to talk about?
I mean, we know.
I don't think the Wookiees have a musk. I think that they fucking probably don't smell that bad. Because
true, because he doesn't have like he referring to obviously
Chewbacca.
What's his butt? Thank you. He doesn't have like dreads or anything. It's smooth, smooth coat.
So maybe that's one of Han's agreements that
wolves don't stink.
Chewbacca has to fucking bathe every goddamn day.
I bet you he doesn't bathe though. He probably cleans himself like a fucking dog. He's just like
licks himself.
But that's fine. Like wolves and mountain lions don't stink. Unless they're literally like fresh out of like, you're driving by and you see a dead cow and you see like the wolf come out of its ass, where it burrowed its way in. That wolf is going to smell for a while, but the rest of the time it doesn't. I mean, it just like sloughs it off. I mean, it's a natural.
I like your point though, Kelly. They do. He does look clean, and we even like the Wookiees we see in the new prequel, one fucking what was it 3, 2, whatever they show up.
See Yoda?
They look pretty. Yeah, they look pretty clean there too, and they're on their own planet. So I could go with that. I think they're probably relatively clean creatures. So, I mean,
an Ugnaught though.
No, those guys are gross as shit.
Oh God.
Fucking Weequays with those weird onion heads. Fucking,
Rhodians stink. They do.
To.
You can look at his fucking face, and then what the hell is it? Not
fucking Moncals and
Duros guys.
The Duros.
the fucking gray alien. Those guys gotta stink. Haven't you guys ever seen that movie Fire in the Sky with fucking nasty shit they got all over their ship? Yeah. That's probably a true story. With those aliens, that's disgusting. And then their fingers probably stink from like.
They use them for urinating.
Out. Oh, I got him. I sexed him. He's got a prostate. That's a dude.
You got the Quarrens and the Moncals, which I like the Moncals, but they've got to smell real fishy. They're both, fish
okay,
people.
now just a quick question here. Do you really actually think that that's why aliens anal probe us is to sex us like we do reptiles?
Yes, totally.
We do it to everything doesn't have an obvious. All right. So I was looking through shit on TV. And I just stop. Like 5 years ago, I stop and I'm looking at these people and they're in fucking Iceland. And they've got a hole in the ice with a thing. They rip up this Greenland shark from like thousands of feet underneath. And the first thing the guy does is he just double finger jams it right in its ass. You want to talk about a UFO story that anybody has ever fucking heard of? The Greenland shark goes back down and he's like, "You guys will not believe what just happened."
Shut the fuck up, Frank, with your goddamn UFO stories.
That's right.
Crazy pale guys. They've got no gills. They're out in the air. I was starving. I couldn't breathe. And then they fucking jammed their fingers in my butt.
Those weird pale fucking creatures. Tentacles.
Fuck you, Frank. Fucking crackpot. There's no such thing as people, you idiot. That's a myth.
Look at my asshole. Look at my asshole and tell me if it doesn't look like fucking someone did it. Show something
like
up
one
in
of those
there.
stupid fucking tunas that are complaining about getting hunted to extinction, you fucking idiot. God. Read a book. Scientific community has never found any evidence of that, except for all the trash and shit that they throw. I mean, that's a little harder, because we're all just like, oh, fuck these batteries. We'll just get rid of them over here in the ocean.
Damn it.
Stupid shits.
Oh, man.
Why can't somebody just mandate that we got to start sending this shit into space at the sun so we can watch the sun like burn up batteries and stuff?
Well, I would imagine that after a while we would lay in the sun with too much shit and it would go supernova on us.
I mean, that'll be
I don't
like
think that's
future,
possible
though. That's
because
like,
I mean, it would be cool, like theoretic. I mean, I don't.
Wouldn't we be helping it burn longer?
Well, no, because typically what it is it's burning the gas, but when it starts collecting iron and heavy elements in its core, once it collects too much, it can't maintain fusion and it goes off.
What happens is it burns out and it has too much helium, and if it's big enough, then it compresses down a whole shitload and explodes. I think. Yeah, there's something like that. It's not. I mean, it's got a shitload of iron in it right now. The amount that it would, I think we could probably round up 2 solar systems worth of shit and put it in our sun, and it would not do that.
Because just use the sun as the garbage
all
dump.
Amount. I mean, like this, like the sun is unfathomably bigger than the Earth. So us sending like some trash at it's not gonna fucking do anything.
Well, I guess we actually are planning on building and sending a probe to the sun.
We haven't even sent a working fucking probe to Venus that survived the heat there. Who the fuck is going to send the probe to the sun?
Well, they've gotten some probes down below the atmosphere. What was I think like the Russians were the first person to do that, to get a probe to survive long enough to take pictures and send it back to us.
Yeah,
it does. It doesn't last very long. But I mean, then I believe that it was either us or someone else did it again and got more pictures of it. So like we can like send shit there that'll survive for a little bit. So,
it's in the hours at the most. I think they're like in the less than hours. Because it's like
I think the most recent one was like a few hours. It managed to last before it overheated, because their whole like superconductor things that they have now for like their microchips, they're able to withstand a whole hell of a lot higher heats now. So that's why they're wanting to send out a probe now to the sun with a heat shield to try to get in as close as they possibly fucking can to try and study what like solar storms are actually doing a little more in detail.
Yeah, why can't we make it out of unobtainium like that fucking movie where they were swimming around the lava in the, and all the pressure of the Earth's core?
Well, now, what was that? I think it was Enterprise.
Did they call it unobtainium in that, too?
I want to say that's what
called an Avatar. That's what it's called in Avatar.
Hold on. Let's see. Metal. What was that movie called again? The Core?
The Core, I think. Because that would be fucking ridiculous. It's just like, we can't think of a name. We're just going to call it unobtainium.
I mean, fucking look at, what was it,
the
massive?
Core, I mean, the first thing it popped up was unobtainium. And I am scanning.
Yeah, it's called unobtainium.
I knew it.
What the fuck, guys?
They used it for 2 things.
I bet you it's used for more. Now we got to look that
unobtainium.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's nothing in the Star Wars universe called unobtainium.
I'm sure there is. I don't know. I mean, it seems like... Well, all right, back to Star Wars. So the Force is awesome, but nobody uses it at all in this movie, except to float around a robot.
There's the robot floating, and then the Force lightning.
Well, yeah, the Force lightning, yeah.
Because like Vader doesn't even use it when he throws his lightsaber, right? It doesn't come back to him, does it?
We just did a cutaway. They didn't see that.
I feel like he just chucked
it for that.
He just like barely chucked it up there, and then he walked up and grabbed it. Hey, can you give me that back? It's like throwing a boomerang, but you're not very good at it.
Yeah. God, could you imagine how fucking scary that would be? I mean, why the fuck did it take Vader so long to just pick him up? Well, I guess my favorite part is how he picks him up. He just grabs him with one arm, picks him up over his head, and he's just like, dunked.
Yeah.
Over the edge. And then, you know, that guy could have done like a lot of stuff to get away. We've seen the episode 3 where he's doing like ninja rolls and stuff. Instead, the whole time he's like, wait, is Vader actually making a move against me? There's no fucking way.
Well, no, you see, all those times he was slightly like on his side, but if you put him like directly like flat on his back, he's like a turtle.
Are you saying he's a turtle?
And he can't move at that point.
He's a turtle man.
Exactly. So if you put him absolutely on his back, he can't move. See, and Vader knew that, and that's why he did that.
They also reused the soul stuff from fucking that movie, the Indiana Jones movie. What the hell is it called? About the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. When he dies, all the souls start coming out and stuff like that. Whatever evil, weird, dark spirits he has in him. So
that shit's so weird. His whole methodology was way different. I mean, you know what probably happened is George Lucas learned about psychology.
Well, also, they didn't have any fucking rails on that station right there next to the fucking hole.
There's never rails in Star Wars stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, those guys could, like, fucking fall off. Like, I mean,
OSHA doesn't exist in the Star Wars
just
universe.
Like one fucking rail. Well, no, you know what it is you see they're afraid they're going to start leaning instead of doing their job.
Yeah.
You see, but like they've already fallen off like so many fucking times. It's a fucking hazard.
Well, look at like the way the Death Star fires. They've got like 2 dudes just standing on a platform right when.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why isn't there a railing there?
This is the misconception about the Empire. Everybody wants to compare the Empire to Nazis, right?
Yeah,
they're not Nazis. Because the Nazis had safety standards, okay? that's a true thing. They did.
At least for their own soldiers.
And they had slave labor. That's where they had all their slaves do all the dangerous shit. They didn't give them uniforms either. Now, what we're looking at is the Soviets. The Soviets were like, hey, how do we make a faster plane? And one of the scientists is like, let's just take all the secondary safety shit out of it. They don't need an extra thing to steer the ship. Fuck that. We'll just take it out. It'll go faster.
And they don't need a fucking parachute either. Like, I mean, if they fucking crash, they're fucking already dead.
Like, their MiGs had no backup steering stuff. It's like, this quits working, you're fucked.
Well, I mean, what was it? Our fucking early bombers, in order to get them to take off sooner, they literally just took all the fucking armor plating out of them. They're like, yeah, here you go. Like, you can take off quicker, but you have no armor plating, so, you know, when you get shot at, it's just going to pierce right fucking through like a hot knife through butter. Have fun with that.
I think I would have been the guy that's like, the general told me not to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's actually the reason why they would every time they were on like a helicopter or something like that, they would sit on their helmets. They take their helmets off and sit on them in case they got a shot. It wouldn't go right up their ass. It hit the fucking helmet instead. Less chance they're gonna get fucking hit. At least in the vitals, you know. I mean, sure, you get shot in the leg, the fucking head, the arm, whatever. Just don't hit the giblets.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Oh, hell no.
The fucking leg, too. There's a couple of pretty good arteries in your leg. Yeah. They hit that.
Exactly. But I mean, like, I'm like, honestly, like, being known as the guy that died from getting his dick shot off, I mean, you know.
And again, you can be like, my dick was so big, it had so much blood in it, I just died.
And then it fell off and became Jabba the Hutt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I like this movie. It's probably in my opinion, one of the better Star Wars. I mean, obviously, Empire Strikes Back is probably the strongest.
Yeah, I was gonna say Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite one.
Probably number 2. The first one, I mean, you know.
Well, I did also like the one with what was his fucking name? Oh my god, I just fucking had it too. The guy with the multiple arms, the robot dude.
Oh, yeah.
General Grievous.
General Grievous.
Yes, I did like that one. That one was cool because I really like General Grievous. That was a fucking badass. They did really fucking good with him.
I think like that kind of stuff, because you don't really see him enough in the movies to do anything with. It's the fucking the animated stuff that you see. They develop those characters.
Exactly. What General Grievous is, where like you see like Grievous's base and all his like inner workings and shit.
Well, it's like Darth Maul, things like that, where they bring those characters back in the animated stuff. Where they were like I think I think what they did in the animated stuff with bringing Darth Maul back, they're like, oh, fuck, we just killed a really cool character. What the hell were we doing in this movie? What was Lucas doing? All right, fuck it. We're going to bring him back. We'll make some shit up, some dark magic and some crazy
this is my fucking thing, right? Vader falls in a fucking vat of fucking lava, but I mean, I guess he fell in lava the proper way because everyone knows that if you fall in lava the right way, that it won't kill you. I mean, like, even fucking babies know that. You know? But I mean, like, so, like, but if they could bring fucking, Anakin back as Darth Vader with the fucking robot body, why couldn't they give fucking Darth Maul a fucking mechanical fucking lower body?
They did.
They did?
In the anime. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
In the animated stuff, he comes back with some crazy spider legs.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, he gets cool, just like fucking robot legs that are really awesome.
Okay, cool. Because like, if they did that to fucking Vader, why don't they do it to fucking Darth Maul?
Well, you know what I'm curious about? Disney has this amazing opportunity to make more adult animated series. Like, here's an idea: a General Grievous cartoon or animated series, just based on him as a young guy, and then just show like how he became General Grievous, and then just show him hunting Jedis.
Well,
like, just show him slaughtering them, and then they could make him like a guy that you kind of feel sorry for. I think he actually has kind of a shitty story.
Yeah. Well, you get that stuff so they don't make animated series like that. They make the animated series for kids. They have the movies for kind of everybody, and then the comic books are the ones that go more with the adult stuff. Like, there's a whole Darth Vader series that's really good about him during the search for Skywalker and shit like that, and his kind of search of trying to figure out how to take out the Emperor. That's what Sith apprentices do. Take out their masters. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
how the hell was fucking Vader supposed to take that when all of a sudden he heard that the Emperor wanted a new apprentice? He's like, so you're going to kill me off to get this little fucking shit?
No, that's the whole point. You make them fight, and whoever's stronger is
exactly.
Apprentice.
So why the fuck would Vader be okay with that? Why wouldn't he have just hidden Luke from the Emperor and tried teaching him as his own people, and then used him to help him kill the fucking Emperor?
He tried in the movie. I have no idea. That was just like Eric said. It was a really dumb way to try to change.
Exactly.
Luke
like, why wouldn't the fucking
side?
like Vader just be like, oh, you've reached out to me. I've seen the error of my ways. Let's go hide somewhere and we can teach each other. Then change them and fucking take over.
There's a whole lot of stuff like the comic books and things like that show Vader trying to get new apprentices, and the Emperor just kind of ratting him out and ferreting him out is, I guess that's the word, and killing his apprentices and things like that.
Well, so, Anakin Skywalker is not clever.
No, he's not.
So it'd be easy enough to trick him into going with you. It really fucking would have been.
I mean, he's like a really strong in the force. Like, you know who Anakin Skywalker is? He's fucking Tom Brady. Okay, he does some stuff really well,
but he just ain't that bright.
He's an idiot. Okay, I mean, I don't know if Tom Brady's actually an idiot, but he kind of seems like a dummy. I'm just saying. So, like, he's not like the coach of the team. He's like he's the quarterback. He's like, hey, yeah, go do this. That's gonna work out really good. Luke Skywalker's a dummy too. Yeah. What would be hilarious is if they get them together, and the Emperor starts in, and Luke just looks at Vader. He's like, are you serious with this guy? Let's just kill this guy and rule the universe together. Fuck this clown.
Well, that's actually what.
Look at this guy. Does he make you lick his dirty old balls? Is that why you stay with him?
Well, no, actually, what it is they do this initiation ceremony, where they rub their junk on a fruit salad and then they make the new guy eat it all.
God damn it, Ricky. I hate you.
Yeah.
Ricky, I do not ever want to pledge a college thing that you're involved in because
No.
it's the grossest.
No. But anyway, so like Vader does offer Luke, when he tells him that he's his father, to join him and together they'll rule the galaxy together. Yeah. His father and son.
Well, yeah.
But then Luke, being a fucking idiot, is like, no, I'll never join you. But you see, the problem is, Vader forgot to mention that there's free food and cookies.
There's lots of water where I'm from. Come on, dude.
Exactly.
Oh, wait.
Well, I mean, the other thing is that being a Sith Lord seems like it sucks ass.
Yeah, if
you're angry all the time. Like, there's a lot of like cops in movies and stuff that seems like they'd make great Sith Lords because they're just pissed all the time. Their old lady left them and they're fucking drunk and they're just like, like Bruce Willis should have been a Sith Lord.
I feel like you see different stuff in like some of the video games and things like that, where you see like they may kind of have anger, but they're not angry all the time. They're more
sadistic,
like that weird, calm, kind of like you're freaked the fuck out, you know, like what the fuck's this guy gonna do? But like they'll explode into anger at any moment, kind of thing. But they're not. I don't know. They just don't show the anger, so maybe they're underneath.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of thing,
still unpleasant. Haven't you ever been like held a grudge at something and then be looking at somebody and you're like, just want to fucking rip that guy's head off, but you're calm. You look calm. I've done that before. I'm like, I'm gonna just fucking.
Erik does it every day he goes to work.
Fucking tree.
Just, that's not any fun. You don't want to live that life. You want to be like Qui-Gon Jinn, who's like, just gonna go find a hooker. That's what he does. He's like, you gotta live
why do you think he knew about fucking Mos Eisley?
Hookers say.
Well, I mean, that's why he knew about Mos Eisley so well, and that's why he knew exactly where to go. Like he knew he knew that place really well. He knew what was up.
You know what? I think he's actually Anakin's dad.
That he boned down with.
Well, okay, we already kind of know that he boned Shmi anyways, because they were really, really friendly after they hung out for a little while, and it was
and I mean also he was the shoulder for her to cry on after Anakin went off, and so yeah, obviously.
You think he just like showed up as a Force ghost and they, hey Shmi, what's going on?
Oh yeah, totally. God damn it.
Oh fuck.
It's terrible.
Yeah, so this movie has got some really great parts in it, like the fucking Ewoks jumping on the AT-AT, I think is that what it is?
ATST.
ATST, yeah. And the guy's like, hey, get off of there.
Yeah. That's what they're just like looking in the window and stuff.
The Ewoks going out there eating the other fellow fallen Ewoks. So he just walks up and sniffs him, pokes him, see if he's dead, and rips his arm off, sits down and starts eating him.
What the fuck do Ewoks fight on that planet? Did they have to like? They already know how to build these weird giant fucking like log things. Well, I guess I don't know. There's never established like where rancors come from, because people in like the books.
Honestly,
and stuff like
it seems like that would be a perfect
anywhere.
Yeah, but honestly, it seems like that would be a perfect habitat.
Movie? There's a rancor in the Ewok movie.
Was there? I didn't watch that.
Okay, so I was forced to watch it.
Because that's the Christmas special,
cousin's house. I don't know exactly. There was
a Life Day
kid, and she made friends with Wicket, I think his name is. Yeah. They have an adventure, and I'm pretty sure at the end of it, there's a Rancor.
I think they just kind of show up anywhere, like on any planets, because there's books where they've encountered Rancors on different planets, and it's like, okay.
So do they just like drift through fucking space until they fucking land on a planet?
They're like the Threshers from what's that game, Mass Effect? They spawn through spores. So like there's a spore stuck to a ship, you land your ship somewhere else, and they just infect the planet and become a Rancor somewhere.
Well, okay. I mean, there's giant bears and shit on their planet. I mean, look at that place.
Well, I thought maybe it was kind of like those whole like what are they the water bear thing there, those little tiny small microbes that can survive in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Thought maybe it's like that,
Oh, you think like you just see a Rancor swimming through space somehow?
Oh god, you know how fucking freaking at me? You're just like flying along, you're like, oh, hold on. What the fuck is that?
Like, doesn't that thing know it can't swim through? Wait, how the fuck is it moving through space? Is it grabbing space-time somehow?
Yeah. It's fucking riding one of those weird meteor worms.
Oh god.
Oh god, that'd be the fucking worst. It's like the Rancor cavalry.
I just feel like if Captain Kirk showed up in Star Wars, he'd just kick the shit out of all of them.
Oh, he would. He would take control of the entire galaxy, bring it under fucking, Federation fucking rule.
He'd be the Genghis Khan of the Star Wars universe, because there would be so many descendants of Captain Kirk.
Oh hell yeah, there
Star
would be.
Wars when he took
hell
over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'd be the same thing though too. If
how the fuck did that happen?
Okay, imagine if Riker went to the Star Wars world. He'd be in heaven. He'd be like, holy fucking shit, a whole like new ecosystem of aliens to bone.
Yeah, they don't even know who I am yet.
Yeah, like exactly. They don't even know my reputation yet. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it would be. I think that would be an ultimate. That would be a great crossover, because just Captain Kirk showing up like the Emperor, like does some like lightning bolt shit, and they're like, "Is that lightning bolt shit? What the fuck is that?" And then,
It'll kill a red shirt, and then they'll figure out how to deflect it.
Here, I made this to just put it on your chest and hit the button. You'll be all right. And then it does, it absorbs the lightning, and the guy's like, "Well, how the fuck did you do that?"
So do you think that perhaps
Kirk's like, "Oh shit."
So do you think that perhaps fuck, I just had his fucking name. Riker did what the people that made the humans and aliens did eventually on a planet? Just like found like a desolate planet with no life but water, and just like, I'm gonna jerk off in here, and like in a fucking billion years there's gonna be life based on my DNA. Hell yeah. I just impregnated an entire planet, bitch. Like I mean, because honestly, it seems like something Riker would want to do eventually. Like, just like find like a planet that could like eventually, sustain life that has water on it. It's like, I'm gonna go fucking bust a bunch of nuts inside this fucking ocean here and just, make life.
What's bad is the way Disney's going. It's inevitable that they're gonna buy the Star Trek franchise. They bought everything else. Why the fuck wouldn't they buy the Star Trek franchise? Just fucking do it, right? We'll just mix it all in the same, big old fucking pool with.
Well,
Star Wars
they'll
buy DC
Star
soon.
Wars is in a galaxy far, far away. So Star Trek is in a completely different galaxy. It's just in a different quadrant. Like
quadrant.
Exactly.
I think it's in a different galaxy.
The quadrants are all part of the same galaxy.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the way that works.
All right, well then, Star Trek is just in a different galaxy, and it's just Star Wars people haven't figured out how to get over there yet.
Of Jedi, the Vulcans would be though.
A fucking Jedi Vulcan? That'd be fucking.
They can't get tainted by the dark side because they got their fucking emotions under control.
Well, they could though. They would either be the worst fucking Sith ever because they.
Yeah, because when they get angry, they're beyond fucking reason angry, like beyond any other species.
That's like when they get angry. Nobody's ever actually seen that. It's a myth.
When they go Ponfar. And they're trying to bang.
Well, yeah, I'm like, look at her when she's trying to bang. That one chick when she's trying to bang the pilot guy in Star Trek.
Yeah,
I forget their names.
But she's not a Vulcan. She was infected with the Vulcan Ponfar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wasn't she? Was that the Klingon one you're talking about on Voyager? Yeah, that was a pretty good episode.
And she wanted to fucking just bone him hardcore.
Well, Klingons, that would be the scariest Sith Lord ever.
Yeah, it would.
You stab it through the heart, and he's like, "Bitch, I got 2 of those motherfuckers."
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
My crab chest shit that's on my shit all over my face. You can't even slash through it. Oh my God! Here's the scariest one: the the new Khan.
Yeah.
That would be fucking terrifying. He's practically invincible as it is. He's like, "Oh look, I can just jump off of fucking anything."
And then give him that ability with that fucking like dark matter shit to fucking implode a fucking star too.
With the red matter stuff?
Yeah, the red matter. So like him as a Sith with that shit. Dude, like that right there is the ultimate fucking weapon in the galaxy. Like you're like, oh, that's a nice little a nice little Death Star in there. It'd be a shame if someone blew it up. As long as that's what he do, he just fucking drop a dot of that shit in the fucking nearby sun. The entire fucking system's gone, a black hole.
That's what Star Wars needs to mix it all up. Is a fucking guy like Khan that just wants to tear shit up. That isn't really the bad guy, like the main bad guy. He's just like
some fucking maniac.
So they're doing all this shit. Then Khan just shows up, walks in between Luke Skywalker and the Emperor, just cuts the Emperor's head off. He's like, "See this, guys? This is gonna fucking destroy this place. Watch this shit. Oh yeah, here, Darth Vader, I killed you, and now I'm the Dark Lord of the world. Fuck you." And then he just like disappears. He's like, "Oh, let's see what happens in the power void. I want to fight somebody else."
Just bring the Yuzon Vong in there, and then you can deal with those guys. So.
Well, you see, that's what happened, and then he saw Ben, or whatever the hell his name is for the newer ones.
Kylo.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
his name's Ben also.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. He saw him. He's like, this kid's a fucking whiny little bitch, just like fucking Luke. Like, what the fuck? Like, no.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not even gonna fucking try to bother with him.
Sounds awesome. Basically, you have to have a dude bro be the dark side guy, because otherwise it's just like, who the fuck wants to be miserable all the time to keep your dark side shit going? Because that's what it is.
Most of them get real
dark side shit is embedded in like pain and rage. And rage is just like when you're mad at yourself.
And most of them get real fucked up
depressed.
Too. Because they're like all like part robot and shit like that. And, you know, they don't do it right, so they make sure it's really painful while you're a robot. So
fuck all that. Well, I mean, you know who did it right? Qui-Gon Jinn. He fucking had hookers and weed. He lived in the moment. That every pothead in the world. He's like, well, I'm in the moment right now. You gotta try this edible. It's amazing. That seems like way more fun than. Oh, I cut my arm off so I could be pissed all the time. Oh, I slammed my dick in the drawer 5 or 6 times just to keep my rage going.
Well, that's why they have this automatic mouse trap in their pants. So every time they start losing their rage, the mouse trap just sets off and smashes their balls. They'll go and reset it,
like it would be
next
terrible to be a dark side guy.
Yeah, but I do like the fact, because I'm watching the Orville now, that what's your fucking face? His second in the command makes a edible brownie. Cannabis brownie.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking
one of my favorite parts of the show is where they got that scrawny lady who's like the strongest person by far on the ship. And she's just like, I picked up a guy. Fuck you.
She breaks a door every episode.
Yeah, she's like, I kicked the fucking door in.
Well,
bitch.
I think her her dad was Chris Farley. So, you know, he likes to break tables and shit like that. Actually, you know what I mean?
Ricky, that girl is her dad's the one that's the doctor from Voyager.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What rating did you give this? Damn it.
I gave this 4.5 stars, I think. Yeah.
I gave it 2.5 stars. I'm sorry.
I gave it 3.
Okay. And I gave it 4 stars. Since Jason's not here and we were supposed to watch Hansel and Gretel this week, we're going to watch it next week to, you know, since it was his choice last week anyway. So, so we'll watch Hansel and Gretel this week. Join us on Sunday for that.
Whose pick is it next?
It's my choice after that. So.
All right, good. As long as it isn't mine.
Yeah.
I like how Jason's master plan to force us to watch Hansel and Gretel
and then he wasn't going to show up
and then disappear into the ether right at the last second totally backfired on him. Yeah. Now he's going to have to get abducted by some kind of a against his will operation again next weekend to get out of it.
Do you think he'll remember what movie we're supposed to watch next week?
No.
No.
Not unless a lot of Bothans die in order to get him that information. Because I'm not going to give it up freely.
What the fuck is a Bothan anyways? Like, do they ever actually have them in any fucking show
no movies
ever?
At all. They're not even any of the animated stuff. They are furry dudes. They're in comic books. They're like...
they look like small Khajiit.
They kind of have like
Aren't
a weird camel
like
head.
Wolf guy, or is that a different one?
No, that's more like what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think there might have actually been one very briefly in the original thing, and then they CGI'd it and got rid of it.
Let's see.
It seems like I've seen one.
I don't know how you can send that and share it with everyone there, Steven.
I don't know either.
Can you put it on your thing there? Like drag it and paste it over your screen?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I have anything up there I don't want people to see. Yeah. So that's a Bothan.
Riker porn.
There you go. But yeah. So they're like they're weird animal creature things. So
yeah. And many of them died.
Many of them died
they look
to
like
get the information.
Weird. They look like what you would imagine Rumpelstiltskin would look like.
I don't think they're very tall either. I think they're
is the
Ripper
a Rumpelstiltskin a fucking demon?
He's like a troll demon, crazy.
It's like a fucking demon that fucking steals people's fucking firstborn children.
Well, it would make sense because you got to guess his name, and you know, demons. You gotta say the name of the demon.
Exactly, and he's taking your firstborn child, so he's a fucking demon.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I never thought of it that way, but
yeah, Rumpelstiltskin's a fucking demon. All right,
he's scary. That like Jay would look like that. That shit's scary.
All right, guys. So next week we're gonna watch Hansel and Gretel. Thanks for joining us for this one. I'm gonna put all the stuff up Where is it? Thanks for watching. Transition that over. You guys can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions. You can like and subscribe here on youtube.com/Death by Like Presents, twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure, mixer.com/Turkadur, twitch.tv/Turkadur Plays. Let's see what else. You can follow us on Twitter at hapgaming. You can follow me on Twitter at Turkadur. You can follow Eric on Twitter at
Severe.
You can follow Kelly on Twitter at
Sugar Snuggles.
Follow Ricky on Twitter at
Furry Twitter Balls.
You can follow Jason on Twitter at Unbelievable1. You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky at hapgaming.com. So send us emails, comments, all that stuff. Also comment on the YouTube channel. Can they? I don't know if they can drop like comments on the Twitch channel. I don't know really. I don't watch Twitch very much, so. But you can comment over on YouTube. Kelly and I will try to catch up on that. Kelly's better at that than I am, so we try to respond to all that stuff. So make sure also to go to. What are you doing, Eric?
That's being weird. I derailed the end of the show. That was my whole plan.
And people can't see it very well because it's in the.
That's right.
We'll just do this. There we go. Now everybody can see it. Eric being weird. What else can you do? Go over to twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure and subscribe over there. We are Twitch affiliates, so if you subscribe with Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime automatically, and no extra cost. You can subscribe there and help us out. We get some of that money.
Some of those internet monies.
Some of those internet monies. If you do that would help us out a lot.
If you can get us more popular than a skiing squirrel, that'd be helpful.
It'd be great. There is donation links in the description on the YouTube channel, so click on those if you want to donate that way. Also, all of the links I mentioned are in the YouTube link, or in the YouTube description, so check that out. Like and like and subscribe.
Oh, you went full hut there, Steve.
I did.
That's what you need to do soon. Every time you start fucking something up, just go immediately into hut.
Yeah, say I was practicing hutties. Like and subscribe. And there was something else I was going to say, and then I fucked it up, and I don't remember what it is now. Oh, join us on Thursday, 7 to 9 Pacific time. We'll be playing
I thought you were doing 7:30.
It's like 7:15 is really what it's supposed to be. Last week we were a little late, so because traffic and food.
Yeah, well then join in around 7:15 or 7:30.
7:15. Get them there.
What are we playing?
I have no idea. No clue. We'll probably, depending on who's going to be there, Jason's going to show up. If you're going to be there, whatever, we might play Battlefield. I don't know. Kelly's going to show. I don't know. Is the Xbox working yet?
Well, that depends if Eric can get soda out of an Xbox.
Yeah.
Is this one of those things where you smell electric smoke and then you unplug it and you think to yourself, I'm never turning this on again?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be either fine or it's going to be
just take it outside and hook it up to a power strip. Then turn it on and see what happens. That way, if it bursts into flames, it's not in your house. All right.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I mean, there's no liquid left in it. I turned it on its side and everything. I'm pretty sure it's dry. I just don't. It's like a Schrodinger cat, you know, where it's either there or not there.
But you don't know yet, so it's both.
You don't want to know.
Exactly. So you don't want to collapse the very function of the experiment and to find out that it actually isn't there.
Yeah, it's like, God, it's either alive or dead. I don't want to know which one it is. I don't want to know for sure.
So it's a superficial state of both.
It's both.
Exactly. It's in a superficial state of both.
Yep.
All right, guys. That's going to be it, though. Join us then for the games and stuff on Thursday. And join us next Sunday, starting at 7 o'clock, while we talk about Hansel and Gretel. Jason might be here. Jason might not be here. He might have followed the witch into the woods and fucking got eaten.
If Jason is not here, we might be watching something different.
That's been happening for a while now.
For a long time. Well, when he goes to Napa, that's what he's doing, right?
Is Jason looking for the Blair Witch?
I don't know. Is Jason watching this right now?
No.
We know he's not watching this.
No.
All right, guys. We'll talk.
All we'd have to do is type in, "Hey guys, cool it," and then we'd be like, "Oh shit, he actually watched it."
Ooh.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week, though.
All right, see you.
Bye.
Bye.